Head coach Erick Spoelstra.
Okay, questions.
Eric, we've seen a couple of these, even with the good run against the Detroit game like tonight. Is there a common theme when it seems like it's going so well and then you have a blip like this?
I don't necessarily know if you can point to that. Our guys came in to this game ready. I think Toronto played a great basketball game just from the very first possession. When we were trying to get into offense, you could just feel their intensity, and it didn't wane the entire night. They were up and into us. When you talk about feeling a team, we felt them, and more than anything, I think that sped us up offensively, and then certainly the amount of commitment and effort and focus for our conversion defense would have had to been 10x what it was. That's what was required in a game like this. How fast they were playing, 21 fast break points, but if you count the threes in semi-transition, it was 35 plus. Just that alone. Start with that before we could even get into X's and O's and schematics and things of that nature. It was tough to kind of, weed through that. I think those two things were the biggest factors in the game, overwhelmingly so. And you have to credit them. They really came in and played to their identity and dictated the game. For the most part. At one time, we both had the same amount of field goals. I think we both had 40 field goal attempts, or 40 field goals made. They were just, what do we say? This is the prototypical modern, progressive NBA, threes versus twos, Exhibit A.
Eric, you can say they played to their identity. They probably exceeded their identity with 8 guys taking and 8 guys making threes, it seemed like. Just how... I know it's the way of the league now where everybody can shoot it, but
yeah,
when
but
they
we've
have
proven
that
we
many
can
guys,
do this better.
Yeah. I'm saying, how much harder does it get when they have that many guys?
Yeah, it would have required, like I said, this would have required a much higher level of commitment and effort, and that doesn't guarantee anything, but they've earned that respect. They're shooters. Shoot, the last time we were here, Danny Green, hit the one that was the dagger. But, if you treat them as if everybody is Steph Curry and Klay Thompson and Kevin Durant, you would be there 2 or 3 steps beyond the three-point line to make them put the ball on the floor. And then what would have been required after that is another big-time effort, another guy getting in the gap, and another closeout, probably another scramble, another closeout, another challenge at the rim. It would have been... It would have had to take multiple efforts on multiple possessions to play a team the caliber of Toronto when they're playing well.
19 made threes, Cleveland made tonight, obviously the 21. Is there a common thread between the two?
No, totally different. Totally different. Well, I would say at least close to over 10 of them were in transition or semi-transition. That's why this fast break number is deceptive, because you could put this bucket of semi breaks where they're moving it around 1 or 2 passes and we weren't matched up, for those back breaking threes that force a timeout or just disintegrate our momentum. Anytime we had it under 10, it seemed like they had one of those plays. We would have an uneven offensive possession, and they would come down in semi-transition and knock a 3 down on us. So no, 2 totally different things. In the Cleveland game, it was more out of our zone. But we'll gather ourselves. We have a couple days before the next big one, and I've said this before. The thing I know about the men in that locker room as we respond to tough times. Okay, thank you.
He'd had Coach Erick Spoelstra breaking it down.
It happens. I mean, I get excited, but it don't shock me that I can do the things that I can do, because, like you said, I've been doing it mostly all my life. So me just going out there getting another dunk is just another dunk in my arsenal.
It seems like your teammates might get more excited than even the fans when they do things like that.
Yeah. See, my teammates, they have this little thing that if I have a fast break and I do a simple dunk, then I'm like in trouble. So, I mean, I don't understand why it's like that with me and not with Bam or, you know, Jay Rich or J Dub, because, you know, they're athletes too. Like, y'all don't see it, but I see it. They can jump out the gym. But, you know, it's just, they just don't like it when I do simple dunks on a break. So I told Bam, just throw the ball up as high as he can.
I guess you